You remember when it said like 3 or 4 months ago that I was gonna actually do stuff on YouTube? Yeah, me too. So I, like many people, decided to download TikTok as a joke on a whim. And now it has become a vital point of serotonin in my life, which is disturbing. Any normal person would wait for the train to like stop dinging, but let's not pretend that anything I put out being anything more than mediocre quality. And so from that, I went ahead and I put up a TikTok saying that I was going to move more to YouTube. So in the TikTok, I said if you had any questions, I would make like a TikTok Q&A about Japan, and out of 12,000 people, 6 people had questions. If there was a sign to be taken about how any form of relevancy that you didn't have is now actually non-existent, whoop, there it is. But you would actually not believe how many times I've tried to record this video, and for some reason, I don't like it every time. So let's just rip this band-aid off, shall we? First one being, why did you choose Japan? It was very kind of much more of a Japan chose me situation. The actual story is boring and long, so the short version is, I was a baby weeb, you know, back in the day, early 2000s. The only anime and everything that you were able to get that wasn't on TV, and I didn't have cable television until I was basically at the end of junior high school in 2008 or 9. So I was watching on YouTube like AMVs. Remember when AMVs were a thing? Oh my god, but everything was an Evanescence song. I'm really aging myself here. Anyway, I would watch like Inuyasha, or in High School Host Club, Full Metal Alchemist, you know, just like kind of the big ones that everybody kind of knew that was coming into and becoming more accessible in America. So then in high school, I decided to take Japanese, not because I was like super interested in Japanese culture. I had no plans to visit Japan. I didn't want to be like every other kid. So yeah, sure, take Japanese. Yep, that. Then in college, I did not qualify to test out of my language credit because it didn't take Japanese long enough in senior high school. So then I thought it would be an easy A in college. You know, just do the 2 semesters, pass with, you know, 4.0, and then I stayed and got a Japanese minor. And the only reason I got that was because my sensei was way too nice to me and my friend Ophelia. The fact that she allowed us to graduate with a Japanese minor is actually astounding. She is very nice. Anyway, but then so my friend suggested we try the JET program, and here we are, 4 or 5 years later. Time has stopped. So yeah, that's why. Did you already make a room tour for this apartment? I saw a video from you on your YouTube in another apartment, and the tipsy makeup tutorial was awesome. Great, I'm so glad I'm only entertaining when I'm intoxicated. That bodes well for me. No, I have not done a tour of anything in this apartment yet. One of the reasons I only felt comfortable doing it in my old apartment was because I was soon to be leaving that apartment. Yeah, we know the story. If you hear, you know the story. I feel very hesitant to do that in my current location. I don't know why. I just, you know, if I feel comfortable with it one day, maybe I will, but there's also just not much to show. It's generally the same as my old apartment, it's just bigger. There's just also a lot of emotional baggage that comes with this, so it doesn't really feel like my space right now, and so we're working on that and just Hi girl, how are you doing? That's a valid question. I love many foods there, and I was wondering, what is your fave food that you found there? Soba! Soba! Everybody rides the udon and ramen train. I'm on the soba train. I don't know why. I'm a granny. I love buckwheat flavor. Okay. Imagine it's like in the fall and you have a side of salted vegetable tempura on the side with your delicious like soup of udon, no, soba. Sometimes the noodles come in it, and sometimes you dip the noodles in it. I just realized you can see the garbage in my closet. You know, we're gonna... Skeletons, aka garbage in the closet. And then you have your cup of hot tea, and you're wearing a sweater, and it's just chilly enough for like the warm food fills up your body, and then you're just like lovely toasty warm in the coldness, and you got the colors of the trees, and just So yeah, I love me some soba. But are you gonna be okay? jury's out. I'm not dead yet, so like, probably. What's the most embarrassing moment you've had in Japan? I guess if I had to narrow it down, there was one time where I needed to charge my train card, but for some reason, I couldn't form any words or sentences, and I had to go into the office because what is it called? The machine in which you add more money onto the card on the train side was not working. So I had to go into the little office next to the turnstiles or the train gates, and I had my train card and a 500 yen coin, and I just looked at the guy, and the guy was like, how can I help you? And I went, please, train. Yeah, no, I literally went, please. So that was fun. That was, but yeah, just, if you come to any foreign country, just be prepared to make a damn fool of yourself on a daily basis, and just get over that fear. Oh, is the work-life balance really that bad in Japan? There is a short and a long answer to this. The short answer being, yeah. The long answer being, very much depends on your job and place of work and your company or your senpai, kohai culture. Depends on if you're a foreigner in Japan and whether or not that place of work has expectations for you. Depends on if you're working part-time. Depends on just about everything. Somebody on the internet decided to debate me in that, just because it wasn't happening to them. So that means it wasn't happening? No, yeah, because that's the marker for that. Fortunately, and also unfortunately, I cannot speak to that on a personal level. I'm a part-time worker, and my place of work, my school for the JET program, is very respectful of my time. They know when I start and I stop, and you know, if they notice that, you know, there won't be, I don't have any classes for a while or something, they'll be like, oh, like, don't worry, you can take Nenkyu, like, don't worry about that. So they're very, very respectful of that. However, there are other ALTs that have been in my position before, because once you come right out of university, most of the time you are the youngest or the kohai in your school, and there have been times where ALTs, even though they're part-time, like, for their hours range from like 8 to 5-ish, depending on like lunch breaks and stuff. And there, at some schools, like senpai teacher would be like, oh no, you have to stay here until 9 o'clock because that is when the senpai teachers are allowed to leave. So, and of course, you know, then legally they're not allowed to do that. Legally they're not allowed to do a lot of stuff, but the problem that they have is trying to enforce the laws and the rules, because a lot of places don't. Yeah, but I also, you know, again, I can't really speak too much on this. There's tons of other videos and much more educated and qualified people to speak on that than me, so you go watch that. So yeah, I promise I'll do stuff. I can't guarantee that any of that will be outside of the walls of my apartment because Corona scares me. How do people stop these things? Okay, we're going down. I'm gonna lay on the floor now. Yep, that's exactly what I needed, actually.